Fourth place hosts. Mariana Rudan has the story.
It's been 7 years since Liverpool beat Arsenal at Anfield, and Arsene Wenger's men were hoping to continue their good fortune on the road against their northern rivals. Days before the match, Brendan Rodgers told the media he believed his side were out of the title race. He may have forgotten to tell the players, as less than 60 seconds in, Liverpool's Martin Skriptel had the hosts in front. One up after 1 minute, the goal-scoring defender then made a crucial clearance at the other end, before doubling his side's advantage in spectacular fashion with a looping header off a corner just 10 minutes in. But there was more to come from the rampant hosts, Daniel Sturridge's effort finishing just wide. Luis Suarez's thunderous strike denied by the post. Per Mertesacker headed wide from a corner at the other end, but the Arsenal defender would have wished he hadn't, as moments later Mesut Ozil was dispossessed by Jordan Henderson, and a swift break resulted in Suarez setting up Raheem Sterling for Liverpool's third. But the look of disgust and utter disappointment on the faces of Arsenal fans would have surely turned to disbelief when just 4 minutes later a sublime through ball from Philippe Coutinho provided Sturridge with all he needed to push Liverpool 4 goals to the good. 4 goals conceded in the space of 20 minutes left Arsene Wenger with much to think about at the break. But as the second half got underway, the hosts showed no signs of holding back. And 7 minutes after the restart, Liverpool's Raheem Sterling scored at the second attempt to make it 5. As if 5 goals weren't punishment enough, a Steven Gerrard free kick almost set up Sterling for Liverpool's 6th. And this free kick from Luis Suarez came close as well. The 6th goal of the game did eventually arrive, though thankfully for Arsenal fans at the other end. When Steven Gerrard challenged on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the box, saw the referee point straight to the spot. Mikel Arteta making no mistake. Ironically, even the Liverpool fans were cheering, knowing full well that a single Arsenal goal would make no difference to their monumental 5-1 victory.
An amazing performance by the Reds at Anfield. Craig Foster will join me shortly to look in greater detail at the work undertaken by Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. To the rest of Saturday's action first, where Manchester City were looking to take advantage of the Gunners' slip-up on the road at Norwich.
Manchester City was looking to knock the Canaries off their home perch, but it was the home fans who thought they had the lead inside 20 minutes.
But no, it's been ruled out.
The Sky Blues found their first half rhythm, and their informed Spaniard threatened.
Negredo off the crossbar.
City probed, but couldn't find a way to unlock Norwich's defence.
He's gone for it.
It was the home side that had the best chance to claim all 3 points, but it finished square. Only the 3rd time this season, Manchester City has been held scoreless. Chelsea was looking to extend their unbeaten Premier League run to 10 matches when they hosted Newcastle. Oscar fired the first warning.
Now it's Oscar. They're getting closer.
Before the gifted Eden Hazard commenced his big day out.
Eden Hazard! It's brilliant! It's quite brilliant from Eden Hazard!
The chance for the equaliser arrived at the feet of Moussa Sissoko.
Heavy touch from Sissoko! And Newcastle United did not make the most of that.
Chelsea proved irresistible. A delightful 1-2 involving Samuel Eto'o was so easy on the eye.
Eden Hazard! We have just seen something special!
The frustration for Alan Pardew increased when younger Mbiwa wrestled Eto'o to the ground. Referee Howard Webb sent Hazard to the spot. And the Belgian claimed his first Premier League hat-trick to complete an impressive showing by Mourinho's men. Gary Monk took the helm of Swansea for the first time in the South Wales derby against Cardiff City. After a scoreless first half, Pablo Hernandez came on for Swansea and threaded a perfect ball to Wayne Routledge, who scored his first league goal of the season. Veteran Craig Bellamy went close to levelling 4 minutes later.
He smacked the bar!
Before Nathan Dyer took advantage of some questionable defending.
And it comes down!
A third goal scorer popped up.
It's 3! Wilfred Bony puts the icing on the cake!
Swansea commencing life under Gary Monk on a winning note.
At Old Trafford, Manchester United entertained Fulham in the race for a Champions League spot. First, though, the clash between Tottenham and Everton, who themselves hope to finish in the top 4.
The second of the weekend's fixtures to pit a North London club against a Merseyside rival was billed as a battle for a Champions League spot, with both Tottenham and Everton having recorded a win, a draw and a heavy loss in their past three outings. It was a clash between two inconsistent sides. Over the first 10 minutes, though, it was the Leon Osman show, the England international having no fewer than 4 shots over that time.
That's a fine save from Lloris.
Thereafter, the remainder of the first half was a series of half chances, mostly from set pieces, before Kevin Mirallas and Emmanuel Adebayor both missed chances over the first quarter hour of the second half.
Ericsson Adebayor.
5 minutes later, and the breakthrough arrived from the same player after a quickly taken free kick by Kyle Walker.
Took it well. It's him again. Open the gate. A player reborn.
A home side too, both Adebayor and Jermaine Defoe with further chances as an impressive Spurs came close to adding another on several occasions, but more than content to settle for the 1-0 win. The subplots were many, but none thicker than the return of former Manchester United staffer René Mullenstein to Old Trafford. Now helming Fulham, the former assistant to Alex Ferguson was widely regarded as the brains behind the Red Devils in recent years, but was swiftly axed by David Moyes upon his arrival. 19 minutes in, and his side went 1-0 up.
Very nearly silencing a stunned Old Trafford.
They remained that way for much of the next hour as the home side squandered chance after chance.
And a very, very fine save by Stecklenburg.
The breakthrough after relentless pressure finally arriving on 78 minutes.
At last.
2 minutes later, and the home supporters, not to mention their coach, were dancing for joy.
It's to shoot, which he does. 2 goals in a minute and a half.
That wasn't the end to the drama, though. Half-time substitute Darren Bent, a player whose first junior club was named God Manchester Rovers, sprung this in the 4th minute of stoppage time. At that point, seeing United slip further adrift of the top 6, Chelsea have knocked Arsenal off the summit, while Manchester City are closing in on second.
More misery for David Moyes at Old Trafford. One manager who has long ago overcome similar blues is Brendan Rodgers, whose transformed Liverpool is now almost mission accomplished, as suggested by the Reds' 5-1 conquest of Arsenal on the weekend. Let's see what analyst Craig Foster thinks of where Liverpool sits on its journey of re-emergence. Foz, in that whole process of the remaking of Liverpool after the disastrous times of Roy Hodgson and Kenny Dalglish, where's Liverpool at now?
Oh, they're light years ahead. They made a fantastic decision to get Brendan Rodgers. So you have to congratulate the owners of the club, who don't necessarily have a esteemed football history, but they made a great decision to take a young guy trained under Mourinho, who is one of the outstanding, is at the forefront of a new breed of British coaches, not managers, who are going to have to inherit the game, because from their perspective, the work of Moyes has not been terribly impressive, and more, there's actually more of a flood of foreign coaches coming in, both in the Premier League and in levels below them now. So they need to fight back, but they can only fight back through quality, and it's a guy like Brendan Rodgers who started that process, I believe.
As you've been watching Liverpool since Rodgers came in,
Yeah.
he came in with a certain vision, a certain technical ideology. Do you think he may have had to tweak that a little bit to get the results he wants from Liverpool?
Not particularly.
But, for example, they played on the break against Arsenal.
Arsenal are also a fantastic team who it's going to be difficult to completely dominate them. I thought one of their best games was also against Everton, who they absolutely thrashed. Now, Everton have been brilliant under Martinez. I don't know what the specific areas that he's promised the club are going to do, but what he has done is the underlying philosophy is around the history of the club and to bring back some stunning football, a passing game, and he's certainly done that. It's a wonderful thing for football in England, and particularly in the Premier League, because we all want to see Liverpool come back to greatness. In the last 10 years...
And playing the way they did play.
When I say greatness, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about winning a trophy.
Yeah.
Remember they went to the Champions League, it was 2005, and we were talking about how Liverpool were being successful, but their football wasn't the Liverpool way, and their fans went completely nuts. All you anti-Liverpool.
It took them a long time for the penny to drop, didn't it? You know, we had Benitez, we had Houllier, we had 4 managers before.
And Dalglish, that was awful, and Hodgson was shocking.
Yeah.
Because we kept talking about the history of Liverpool and the soul of that club, which we see as a great football club. Not that we support them, but it's been a fascinating process to see, because the fans translate a media, oh, you're negative against it. No, we actually just want you to be what you are. The greatest thing I can say about Brendan Rodgers is he has taken Liverpool back to being itself. That was no easy feat.
Not at all. All right, Foss, thank you for that. A short break now, after which we head to Italy.